Hey friends, it's Emma here. It's Tuesday, November 23rd. Welcome to the Missions Changed My Life show by Global Hope India with your host, Kevin White. This is the podcast where we say yes to God's call to finish the task of the Great Commission. Thank you for subscribing, reviewing, and sharing the show. Kevin's newest book, Get to the Point, was an instant international bestseller. Get to the Point is available worldwide in paperback,
hardback, ebook, and audiobook.
It is a practical guide for passionately pursuing God's presence. Every guidance and provision you will ever need can be found today in the presence of God. Visit globalhopeindia.org to read and gift Get to the Point and Kevin's first book, Audacious Generosity, today. Okay, now here's your host, Kevin White.
Good morning. Welcome to Missions Changed My Life. It is November the 23rd, 2021, and I am Pastor Kevin here with co-host Courtney from Global Hope India. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. And Justin from Global Hope India as well. How are you, sir?
Great.
If you are watching on YouTube, you can see us waving at you right now. We are so thankful to have you in the audience, and we have some great update to share with you about our event held in Morrisville, North Carolina this past Saturday called the Morrisville Family Fun Fest. Courtney, just give a quick overview in case there's someone listening that has no clue what Morrisville Family Fun Fest was.
Sure. So Morrisville Family Fun Fest was a day that we just invited the entire community of Morrisville, which is where our office is located and where God has put us in this season. And so we are just trying to involve the community and bringing clean water, education, and healthcare to India. So Morrisville Family Fun Fest started with a 5K and 10K, and then we had several sub-events throughout the day, including bingo, which was a huge hit. And then there was a family fun walk. Vendors came out. It was just a really, really fun day. It's been at 5 p.m. We ended with s'mores, and the family fun walk closed the day out. And so it was just a really fun day with inflatables and everything that you could think of for a family fun day. So that was the day.
Yeah, it was a great event. But let's just give a demographic to Morrisville, North Carolina. Justin, you live in Morrisville right now, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you're not the only Indian national living in Morrisville. So, Justin, just tell us about the Indian population in India in Morrisville.
Oh, in Morrisville, I don't know the population, but it's like I would say the Morrisville is an Indian community.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't looking for the number. The percentage is actually 70%. Of the citizens of Morrisville.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's the largest minority in Morrisville is Indian nationals, and so we are thankful to have a little India right here in our own backyard. We intentionally moved from Raleigh, nothing wrong with Raleigh, but we moved to that bedroom community called Morrisville 3 years ago so that we could have an outreach to our friends from India right here in North Carolina. And so Global Hope India worked with our sister organization, Carry the Water NC, to host the Family Fun Fest in Morrisville, North Carolina. And it was a great day. And so we just want to take some time to show gratitude and express thanksgiving to God and to a lot of people. So Courtney, talk to us about the 5K and the 10K and what went into that. And let's just begin to express gratitude to all of those sponsors and participants.
Right. Big 5K and 10K sponsor this year was Potbelly Sandwich Shop, and they provided amazing lunches. So many people were so thankful to have a boxed lunch. Just nutritious, so hearty.
Yeah.
So good. Those sandwiches were amazing. So many people said, this is the best post-race meal that we've had.
Yeah.
And so special thank you to Potbelly Sandwich Shop in Morrisville and Mohit and his wife Lena there. So they were amazing with working with us, and as well Amber Flavor and Taste in Morrisville.
Yes.
They provided the veg options and some samosas that they donated. And those are always a huge hit. So our race, so many volunteers came together. I have to personally thank Doug and the Cary Teen Council group of volunteers that came. I mean, they were the backbone of the day of logistics, from sorting T-shirts for pre-race registration to being on the race route and cheering on runners, and even the families that volunteered for the water tables. It just all came together so perfectly. There was someone everywhere that we needed them. And of course, a huge thank you to every single runner and walker and race participant that, you know, wanted to participate and run for clean water for India. And another huge vendor that passed out water for most of the day at our event was Elevation Church, and they had a whole pre-race tent.
Yes.
So many of their volunteers. Yeah, it was great to see some familiar faces. And then the next day at church to say, wow, how cool was that event? And so it's just really cool to see so many people from even our personal lives really just supporting what's going on in India. So that was just for the 5K and 10K race.
Yeah. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to get our team to just throw in some photos throughout this episode and videos of the day. I want you to really see the excitement and the joy that happened throughout this event. If you're listening where podcasts can be heard, we are so grateful to describe it to you, but we invite you over to YouTube to just see the photos and the videos there. And our race management company, Jim, what an incredible friend he is to the organization. He has managed all of our 5Ks, and he has been doing this for decades. So he has a ton of experience, and he sent us an email after the Morrisville Family Fun Fest, and he said, your medals are incredibly superb to all other medals he has ever seen. He said, your lunch is the best of all the 5K events he has ever managed, and he has managed hundreds. He just thanked us for having the volunteers and the organization for it. And look on the screen, you see 3 staff members, Kevin, Courtney, Justin. There is no way we could have pulled this off without our amazing board of directors, without all of the sponsors that Courtney's already listed, and there's more still to come. All of our volunteers, like we ended up, because of COVID-19, we didn't have the participation of the racers that we had prior to COVID. That's going to happen in the years to come. But we ended up with as many volunteers as we had race participants. And you would have thought that would be a lopsided event. But as the day went on, the crowds just swelled and grew, and we just had so much fun, just really building friendship and offering fun to the Morrisville community. So let's move now to our artisan show. Justin is actually one of our own resident artisans. He has his own company, Arts by Justin, and you maybe have heard some of that in some of the previous episodes. But Justin, just share with us what your 90-second backstory of Arts by Justin. How did you get into the USA, and what is this Arts by Justin? Real quick, the nutshell version.
Yeah, it's Arts by Justin. I have no idea that I have this the arts, the paintings and the art, doing the arts. I never know that I have that gift. But in 2020, when the COVID hit, that's how I came to know that I have this gift. And once I started painting the first pieces, I sort of like, oh my gosh, I can really paint. So I kept continuing, and God gave me the vision and the talent, and I want to use that to inspire the other people. That people thought that I have been to the schools, for the art schools, and I've done all those tips, but no, I just continue watching a lot of YouTube. That inspired me to do all that thing. And so the people out there, if you haven't tried anything that you want to try, continue trying it. And then now here I am, and my art is going amazing right now. So I'm grateful.
Yeah, that's a good synopsis. And you can learn more at artsbyjustin.com and see all of the variety of arts. But when was your first show this past summer?
I think it was
June or July? June? Yeah, first show in
June 19th.
downtown Raleigh in Moore Square. He was invited as a local artisan there. And then they just kept wanting him to come back every single month to the Thursday night market there. And so he met all of these other artisans and is getting to know them. And so when we were organizing the Morrisville Family Fun Fest, we thought, well, we have one artist, maybe some more will join. And we ended up having 10 vendors show up and provide. We had a dairy farm that was represented, a soap and lotion farm, Fiddle Tree Farm was there. Who would have thought, think about this, that we would in Morrisville, North Carolina, have a festival with artisans and there would be 2 from Northeast India. Arts by Justin and then Asangala. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And both of them had great sales at the Morrisville Family Fun Fest. How did that happen, Justin? How did we get her in the show?
So one of the board members is from India, from Nagaland, that is from the Northeast. And so she introduced us.
Yeah.
And so she said, you have to apply to Asangla. You have to apply for this event. And then she applied, and that's where we met the first time. And the one that board member, Tamsula, she kept saying that you have to meet Asangla. And she's been doing a lot of this kind of business for a long time. And so you have to meet. And that's the day that we met for first time with the entire family, with Asangla and the other family, husbands. Oh my gosh. It was like, wow. I feel like I met one of my own family members.
I heard him say, I feel safe. Not that Morrisville's dangerous, but just he's with common people. He's with his people, his tribe, which means a lot. Here he is 8,000 miles away from his siblings and family, and he sees a similar face. And
similar face. And there's some other two from Nagaland and Manipur. And they came along. They live in Morrisville, and I didn't know that. So they came along, and then it became like we're 6 or 7 of us from Northeast India. It was like, yes, this is one of the best day So it felt so good. And then we talk, and then we make a friendship. And so it was so nice to have those kind of contact and relationship with the people.
Yeah. So Courtney, help us run down our vendors, and let's just give a shout out to as many as we can remember.
Yeah, so Camp Gladiator was there, and they also donated bingo prizes.
Yeah.
Sarah helped out tremendously from passing out our medals.
Yes.
She helped step in and be a mini staff member on my behalf, and also led the pre-race warm-up. And then Janae was her partner, and she manned the 10, and that was amazing. So special thanks to Camp Gladiator. And then Emily with 21 Wonders was there. I think this was one of her first shows. And so it was really great for her to have a nice, soft introduction, nothing too crazy. There's some giant shows. Over We Stare, you mentioned, art by Justin. We had Triangle Family Dentistry came and had their tent up for most of the day, and they actually supported the entire event. So special thanks to Christine and the staff there. I'm
pretty sure hundreds of people have fresh toothbrushes because of Triangle Family Dentistry.
and
a lot of, great swag. Big kudos to Triangle Family Dentistry for being there.
And then we had Fiddle Tree Farms, like you mentioned. We had Asanglas, and we had another vendor that was doing henna. And so that was great for her and her family. And just really cool that we were able to even offer Indian art for the people that were there. So
we had a really bakery.
Cool how everything went. Yep. There was a bakery, Zulia's Bakery. And then there was also a huge tent of handicrafts from Ecuador.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool that Jose and his team they set up a large tent. They were there early. And so then we had the inflatables. Elevation came through with an inflatable village for the kids, and special thanks to all the volunteers that risked their lives.
I'm pretty sure because there at the park, the picnic shelter's up on just a little bit of an elevated hill, and you could look down onto the inflatable village there. And I'm pretty sure I never looked over and did not see 100+ children there in the inflatable village, just bouncing their hearts out and just having so much fun. And then opposite side is a huge playground with the town of Morrisville. And so let's just park out for a minute with the town of Morrisville. Wow, Mayor TJ Crawley was there, and Steve Rao actually ran the race. He is one of the councilmen, and he gave a welcome from the town to everyone there at our start at 11 a.m. And that was a great highlight. But we had multiple people from the town that participated and showed up and volunteered and helped out. So we're so grateful.
Special thanks to Morrisville Police Department, Officer LaCraft,
Gideon,
organizing. Yes, that's his first name.
Yes,
he was phenomenal. Any issue we had, I mean, within 60 seconds, he was like, like a fairy godfather.
I know.
And there he is. There was you just felt safe.
We needed some attention on the Greenway at one time, and all of a sudden he's on the Greenway, and then he's walking through the park 5 minutes later, and he's just and he's out manning, setting up volunteers. One of the things in some previous 5Ks were just the fee for off-duty officers. Not a complaint. We would gladly pay that fee, and we were offering that to Gideon and his department. But he said, "I will work to get volunteers." And that in itself is just a sponsorship for this event, and couldn't have done it without him. Would not have wanted to do it without him.
And those volunteers were called the Community Emergency Response Team. Never heard about it. Didn't know that we had it, but praise the Lord.
Yes.
For those. I believe that they're former officers or former first responders that just volunteer their time now that they're retired or don't have to work as hard. I believe that is their role, but I may be wrong. But super cool just to have so many forms of the community. And back to the town of Morrisville, special thanks to Jerry and Marty. Buffalo. Special thanks to Jerry and Marty for all their help with the special events permit. And there's so many behind the scenes people that just made sure the event was safe for the families that came out, which was so important to us.
Wake County Public Schools, with their community and schools program, allowed us to use the entire parking lot for the Morrisville Elementary School. That made a huge difference. And even the partnership with the Morrisville Chamber was a great help. And we're just thankful for this foundational event because we're going to be building upon it. But let's finish out this event. Let's just remember VIP volunteers and sponsors. Is there anyone else that we want to give a shout out to?
Sure. Well, we can continue through bingo and just how amazing that was. And Lynn rocked it.
Yes, one of our board members, Lynn she's traveled to India multiple times, and at one point in the middle of the bingo, I said, "Lynn, doesn't it feel like we're in India right now?" And she says, "I know, because all of a sudden these families from India just really came together for this bingo activity, and the children absolutely loved it, and we love seeing them have so much fun." And shout out to Arts by Justin for giving some prizes for the bingo. Wedman's gave a $100 gift card.
Yeah, that was huge.
Fleet Feet,
that was the top
we need to mention them. They gave all of our prizes for the race participants. And this year we threw them a double whammy with a 5K prize list as well as a 10K prize list. And Fleet Feet showed up and delivered. And we really appreciate that. Clean Juice was there with their freshly made juices, and giving everybody that crossed the finish line some of their product. And we really appreciate that as well.
Yeah, and one of the fan favorites, which ended up the day, was our team at Flower Power Cooking Kitchen. I believe that's in Parkside, Morrisville, and they have a couple around the area. But Tammy and Dave, they're the owners there, and they have co-owners that were there helping. It was just, I think Tammy sent her team of guys.
Yeah.
It was just a group of guys. It almost looked like they were tailgating for a football game, but they were making 500 packs of s'mores that they brought. That means they assembled 500 s'mores, brought them, put them on the grill, had them ready for all the families as they finished the family fun walk, and the families ended with s'mores and a cup of hot chocolate. And so huge shout out to Flower Power. And they also gave a kids night out as a bingo prize.
Yeah.
So that was a new partnership with them. And so we hope to continue with them and hope that they benefit. We hope that all of our vendors and sponsors benefit tremendously from just being available for us on Saturday.
Yeah. Big thanks to Indigo Dance Academy,
Wow, yeah.
or I think it's Dance Evolution actually, but they came out and provided a Bollywood dance performance, and we went from bingo into some playtime, and then we had that dance performance, and that then led off for our family fun walk, a 1/4 mile walk through the Greenway and the park there. And then when they came back, the grills had been given this aroma of s'mores and just the campfire type smell there. And then there was hot chocolate for everyone, and we couldn't make it fast enough. And 200 cups became 300 cups, and we just had an amazing time ending the Morrisville Family Fun Fest. And big thanks to Courtney and to Justin. Couldn't have done it without you, would never have wanted to do it without you, and grateful that you really rolled up your sleeves. We all did together. So again, thanks to our board, thanks to the community. But Courtney, let's leave with our future announcements. What does 2022 look like for Carry the Water NC and Global Hope India?
Well, 2022, we are back. That is going to be our theme, is we are back. Whether we are back having 2 community events. So mark your calendars for March and November, March 26th and November 12th of 2022 at the Morrisville Community Park. We are already beginning conversations with the town of Morrisville, and we have been invited back by the mayor, which is super exciting. Just to see how that partnership explodes and really impact the community here as well as in India. And with Global Hope India, our goal is to go back to India. That is where our hearts are. We have been waiting for this day. And actually, when we're recording this podcast, about a week ago, if that, the Indian government opened up travel to tourists. And so we're waiting. We are being patient and just seeing how our partners, if it's safe, but we believe that God is opening doors, or he's going to do some great things in 2022. So community-wise, we will have 2 events. India-wise, we should be sending mini teams. So start praying about what God wants you to do wherever you are.
Yeah. So let's leave with our why. Justin, in our previous videos, you were great at sharing the why we exist as Carry the Water NC and Global Hope India as it relates to the clean water projects. So can you remind everyone why we do these 5Ks?
Yeah, right. So India is one of the thirstiest country in the world. And like average of the people in India, they don't even drink a half-liter bottle of water. They don't even drink of those per day. Unfortunately, that's not even a clean water. So let's help it out and to change their lives.
Yeah. So I'll just leave you with this image. This is a luxury. It's a privilege. And it's a blessing, a gift from God that not everyone has access to. And so we want to help carry the water. That's what Carry the Water NC does, help carry the water for those who are thirsty and without water. And in the last 10 years, we have raised $500,000, $500,000. We've been able to host 125 projects in India that have impacted 250,000 people with clean drinking water. So thank you all. Happy holidays to everyone. Thank you for everyone that had part in the Morrisville Family Fun Fest. And we will see you March the 26th, 2022 in Morrisville, North Carolina. But we'll be back here next week on Missions Changed My Life.
Thank you for listening to the Missions Changed My Life show by Global Hope India with Kevin White. Find the complete archive of all episodes at kevinwhite.us or subscribe for free through your favorite podcast player and never miss an episode. This program, copyright Global Hope India, all rights reserved. Each week, we bring you a message of how God uses missions to bring real and lasting change through Jesus Christ. Join Global Hope India again next week for Missions Changed My Life with Kevin White.